My name is Rosie Whyte and I am the COO for TP ICAP here in Belfast. We are a financial services firm. We're an inter-dealer broker based across about 26 different countries, but predominantly in London, New York and Paris. In the Belfast office, we provide financial support functions such as technology, trade management, settlements, service management, procurement, etc. And we have 300 people based in Belfast now. So Glandore were with us right at the very beginning. So we started in Belfast in August 2016 in Arthur House across the road. There was just two of us at that stage. We had been based in London for the first few months as we were initiating the project. We took Glandore offices as both of us that had joined TP ICAP had experience of being with Glandore before, but this was my first experience of launching an initiative with Glandore. And they were hugely supportive from the very beginning. They provided office management for us, reception for us, administration, health and safety, and a general shoulder to cry on at times that we found it difficult on our journey. It allowed us to focus on building the team. So we were doing an awful lot of recruitment and things like that at the time. So we were having maybe 8-10 people come in every day for interviews, and they would come to the main office here in Arthur House while we were across the road. Been in it through the thick and the thin. They were here when we started because obviously we were in Glandore offices for our first 12 months. Which allowed firstly me to focus on my core role, which was building the business here, hiring the people, getting the strategy in place, transitioning the work from other locations, without having to worry about office administration or what I would regard as the periphery activities. So they were very much a partner in doing all of that. And what I always felt was that they were there urging us to succeed. They felt part of the TP ICAP family, and they were there helping us succeed, anticipating what we would need, giving us advice even just on what was going on in the market, all that type of stuff. So it was like having this whole extended bunch of people working for you. Without having to have the cost and the overhead of implementing those things yourself. Once we became too big for the Glandore accommodation and we moved to our own offices, we were supported in that in things like introductions to office designers, furniture companies, that type of stuff. I had no idea how to pick office furniture or anything like that. So for them to guide me through that was really helpful. They used their network to introduce me to other businesses that would allow me just come in and look at their office so I could see how somebody had done it before, and that gave us a lot of great ideas of how we would like to set our office up. So they effectively introduced their friends to me, which gave me a whole network of support that I didn't even know at the beginning I would need. Once then the alumni set up, that was brilliant because it was great to understand other people's journeys. It was great to be able to help other people who were starting the journey that we had just been through. And then the alumni nights are always great crack, so you know, it's a night out. Best advice, I would say be flexible, because how you think you're going to do it will change depending on who you meet as you go on the journey. So be flexible. Listen to the people you employ because fundamentally they are the people who will make you successful. So your role is to create an environment that allows them to flourish, to thrive, to be creative. So if you go in with a very preconceived notion of what that might look like, you then will miss the talent and the flair along the way. So I think you have to be flexible. It's in technology in particular, it's a difficult market at the moment insofar as there's a lot of demand for talent, which is a good thing from a colleague point of view, but actually it means that as an employer you have to up your game. So you have to at all times ensure that you are offering your workforce what they need and putting in place something that allows them to be successful through continuous development, training, learning, etc. So creating an environment that allows that, I think, is critical to your success. What we would also have found, and again driven by demand from the people that work for us, is huge engagement with the community in which you work. So our workforce would be very involved in corporate social responsibility initiatives. So whether it is going into schools to support teachers in literacy and numeracy activities, or supporting local charities, etc., we found that community engagement to be very, very important to the people we employed, and consequently very important to our success. Oh gosh, no idea at the minute. It's such a change. It's been such a horrendous year for, business, colleagues, families, etc. You have young people trying to continue working from small flats with no gardens, or you have parents trying to do a full day's work while teaching their children at home or minding small babies. So I think for everybody it has been such a difficult year. So to be able to say what it will look like in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, I have no idea. I think at the moment we all need to just learn to get over the crisis. I think we need to rebalance what's important in our lives, and recognise the huge outstanding effort that everybody has put in the last year to keep businesses afloat, to keep us trading, that type. I just think we need to breathe, recognise that, and then find a way forward together. I think one of the strong things for us that's coming out as a pandemic is it is giving a much greater voice to employees to say how they want to work. So gone are the days where we will decide you must be office-based, or you must be remote, or you must do this. Actually, colleagues themselves will decide that going forward. We just have to create the right space and environment to allow them to arrive at the choice that works best for them and their families. Oh, the people, without a doubt. There's just nothing else to say. Whenever we were doing the business case analysis for where we would set up, just time and time again, whatever we looked at, it was the people. The education, first and foremost, outstanding education background and ability of anybody that we met. Huge close links between industry and education. Originally that would have been more at sort of university or higher level education, those links were, but actually in the last few years we've seen that those links penetrate right down into primary school, with things like Stock Market Challenge and those kinds of things. So we found that made your average candidate very involved in business, and that they understood financial services, which was very, very important to us. We found the flexible attitude of people, the candidates that we met, really important, a real can-do kind of attitude, which when you're starting a business is very important, because you don't know what next month is going to look like, not to mind next year or 2 years. So we started with a view of what we thought the structure of a team might look like, or what methodologies we might use in projects or whatever. But actually, as we started to employ people, we changed that as we went along, because the people we employed came in and were able to say, no, here's a different way of doing it, or here's a better way of doing it. And just their whole approach and entrepreneurship, if you like, really drove us to success, and allowed us not only to accelerate a lot of what we did, but actually change it quite fundamentally, in that when we originally started, we believed that we would only put technology services in Belfast, but because of the people we met over the years and the diversity of skill set, it allowed us to expand that into operations, into finance, into procurement, into compliance, into risk. So wholeheartedly for us, it was the people of Belfast. and the rest of Northern Ireland, obviously.